Starting off first by priming my eyes with the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and then I will be using a Ulta large eyeshadow brush to blend that out. And you want to do patting motions. And then I'm going to use those two shades from my Morphe 35B palette with using a e.l.f. crease brush, patting that into my crease and making sure that I have pigmentation first before anything else. So you'll see me patting that for quite some time. Going into my James Charles palette, I'm using the shade Rusted, and I'm going to be blending those shades all together. And I'm using a Wet n Wild big fluffy eyeshadow brush. I don't know what the name is, they don't have names, but I will link it down below. Now I'm going to be using the shade B from the James Charles palette, and I'm going to blend it into the shade Rusted just to give like this nice gradient effect. And then I'm going to be taking the yellow from the Morphe 35B palette. They're both similar, but the one from the 35B palette is actually like a deeper yellow, whereas in the James Charles palette it's a brighter yellow. So I'm just going to keep blending those two shades together, going back and forth between them, and so I'm happy with the blend. Now going in with the shade Escape, I am using a e.l.f. crease brush to build that up and just to keep it in my actual crease. I'm just going to build up that purple until I'm happy with it, and then I will take a blending brush from Ulta and I'll blend that out into all the other colors and make it seamless and beautiful. Now going in with this Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer to carve out my half-cut crease. I am also using an eyeshadow brush from Ulta. It's this nice flat dome shape. It's perfect for cut creases. And as you can see, the technique that I'm doing is kind of feathering the concealer out, so that way whenever I add my other shadows to it, it'll blend a lot more seamless. Now I am going back and forth between the two white shades from the James Charles palette and the 35B palette. My main focus right now is just making sure that my eye is set before anything else. Here I'm going in with a little bit of a bigger brush to make sure that the white shadow is all even and nice and smooth. And then I'm going to go in with the 35B palette using that pink shade to blend into the white and make sure that line where the concealer ends is not so harsh. So I'm going to play with that for a little bit. I forgot to mention that I'm using the eyeshadow brush that comes in all of the ABH palettes. And now I'm going in with a Elizabeth Mott blending brush to kind of get that color to where I want it to be. And then going back in with that Ulta brush to add that purple in there and blend it into the pink. Now I'm going in with this e.l.f. eyeliner, just doing basic liner today, and I'm going to stop it when I get to the purple shade, because then after that we're going to feather it out into the purple so that we can blend together really nicely. Now I'm using this angled eyeliner brush from AOA, and I'm getting a black shadow to just place over the liner to just make it extra matte. Now going in with that same purple shadow Escape and that Ulta brush to blend the liner together into the purple. Now going in with this Dolce & Gabbana mascara to prep my lashes for falsies. It separates them really well, so whenever I apply the falsies, my natural lashes will just blend together with them. And then I'm going in with these Eylure Luxe lashes. They are so pretty and so full. Now I'm going to prime my skin with the Touch in Soul No Pore One Primer. Now I'm going to use the CoverGirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. This is such a beautiful foundation, guys. It's glowy, but at the same time it's super matte and the coverage is awesome. I also forgot to mention that I'm just using a random kabuki brush to blend this out. Whenever I get to my forehead, I like to use a flat eyeliner brush to apply my foundation, just so I can get around my brows and make sure that I don't mess them up. Going back in with that Milani concealer, I'm going to conceal my under eyes, my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. Now I'm just blending out my concealer with my beauty blender, and then you'll see me go in with that same kabuki brush just to blend the concealer into my foundation and make sure that there are no harsh lines. Now I'm going in with my favorite setting powder, and I'm using a little kind of like powder puff, I guess, to set that everywhere. Here I'm just taking my CoverGirl Clean and Matte pressed powder to bring some color back to my face, because as you could see earlier, I look like Flashback Mary. Going in with some rose water to hydrate my skin, because I did just put on a lot of powder, and I'm going to press it into my skin so that way it doesn't look so powdery from all the powder that we use. Now I'm going to go in with my Beauty Insight bronzer, and I'm going to be using a Ulta blush brush to apply that. Now I'm getting a e.l.f. concealer brush, a large concealer brush, and I'm using that to contour my nose, and I'm also using the same bronzer that I used before. Now going in with blush, I'm using this NYX blush in the shade Cinnamon. I prefer orange blushes to my skin tone instead of like reds or pinks, you know, stuff like that. Like coral colors just, I feel like look so much better on me. And then I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals, which is so pretty for this look. And I'm also using a one of their brushes from their Rose Gold collection. This is their highlighting brush. Now I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics Velvet Liquid Lip in the shade Rosy. that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, bye!